So, Stain, he is one of the best antagonists in My Hero by far. He is notorious for killing many pro heroes during his time active as the hero killer. However, his reign was put to a quick end once he ran into Deku, Iida, and Todoroki. He was beaten up by these three and eventually sent to jail, where All Might and Muscular currently are being held. But what if he won that fateful encounter? That's right, I'm talking about what if Stain won. A lot of you guys ask for this whenever I do end up asking for My Hero What If ideas, so here you go. So how does he go upon winning this fight? Easy, he kills Iida a few seconds before Deku, arrives to save him. So yes, in this timeline, Iida fucking dies. So that means when Deku arrives, he gets super pissed off. His friend literally died right in front of him, so he gets really pissed off. But I don't think Deku would really be bloodthirsty or anything like that. He'd still watch out for the native. The other pro hero that was on the floor paralyzed by Stain before Iida got there. I will leave Deku's and Stain's fight the same for the most part, as I don't think anything would really change here up until Shoto shows up, so Todoroki. But just like in the show, with Todoroki showing up, it doesn't really change much. They could be fighting with a little bit more power behind their punches, with them being angry and sad that Iida's dead at this point. However, that doesn't change the fact that Stain still paralyzes Deku, and he breaks through Shoto's ice. Stain is still able to dodge Todoroki's fire blast, and he pulls out his sword. The sword gets closer and closer to Todoroki's chest, but unlike the original timeline, Iida isn't here to stop him. This means that Todoroki is pretty much just cut in half. Since Stain's swords are able to cut through Todoroki's ice, I believe they would have no trouble just cutting through someone. Deku, enraged, tries to get up, but Stain just walks over there, pretty much just slaps him down and just grabs a knife and stabs it into his arm, to make sure that he's just gonna stay there. He tells the young hero that he has been deemed by Stain to be worthy of living. His strong conviction has convinced him to spare Deku. Stain then walks away and kills his original target, the native hero. As Stain tries to jump away, Deku grabs a knife from his arm and throws it at Stain. Deku then uses full cowling to basically rocket himself out of there, straight into a building, outside the alleyway. This gets the attention of all the pro heroes, including Gran Torino and Endeavor. We do get to see that the knife that Deku threw ended up puncturing one of Stain's lungs, so he decides not to go after Deku and just pretty much retreat. Seeing that Deku's in pretty bad shape, I'm pretty sure Gran Torino would pretty much just pick him up and take him out of there, since he is the fastest pro hero around right now. This means that the flying no move scene doesn't happen, in this timeline. I do think that it manages to escape, so it doesn't die. Well, the next day happens. Deku is told by law enforcement that, he pretty much broke the law and that he's using his powers without a license, and his mentors weren't around. Deku also tells him everything he knew about Stain, what he figured out, his quirk and stuff. Later that day, Deku and All Might have a very touching talk about how you can't always save someone. You may not always be able to save someone, but you've at least got to try. Deku pretty much states that he will work harder, so no one ever pretty much dies on his watch ever again. He can't become the number one hero if there's no one to save. While this is happening, I do think that we'd get a bit of a montage of Iida's and Todoroki's family pretty much just reacting to the news that their sons have just died. And before anyone says anything, I'm pretty sure Endeavor would have found out that night, but I'm talking about Fuyumin, Todoroki's brother, and his mom. I do think that Endeavor would be straight up pissed off and try to hunt down Stain. After all, Stain did kill his hybrid child that he's tried to get 4 times before him. I guess 3 times. While all that going on, we get to see Stain being taken care of at the League of Villains hideout. Stain tells Shigaraki that once they're destroying the current society, Shigaraki, as, he deems them as unworthy. Shigaraki, ready to pretty much burst into anger, tells Stain that he will crumble him into dust before he can try anything. A few days later, a funeral is held for both Iida and Todoroki. the whole class pretty much goes to both funerals because they were pretty much friends. The whole class pretty much promises to Iida's family and Todoroki's family that they will find whoever did this. They're pretty much gonna find Stain and bring him to justice. At this point, I do think law enforcement would probably find some kind of video by someone called Chizume Akiguru. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but pretty much Stain's real name. You know, what he thinks of current society and what he will do it. And pretty much once the media finds out about this, they blow it the fuck up, just like in real life. Now it's time for the practical exams. Woo! Now the biggest difference here is that pretty much that Iida's and Todoroki's teams are going to be different, obviously without them being there. Pretty much Momo and Ojiro are put together in the same team, because I don't think it would really change much, to be honest. And unfortunately, unless they're against Power Loader, I don't really think they have much of a chance to win. So I still think that they both pretty much lose and get sent to the night class. There is one minor change I've decided to make. So basically I said that Deku will be training harder, meaning that I do think that at this point he'll be able to use about 6% of full Cowling. You know, it doesn't really change much. It just makes him a tad bit stronger and faster. So pretty much all this fight changes is it just makes the fight a little bit faster. After practical exams are over, I do think that Taro would still suggest that class 1, you know, pretty much go shopping together in order to get the items, you know, they need for the boot camp coming up. Plus, it'll be a great way to get their minds off, you know, what happened between Stain and the students, you know, the death. The meeting between Shigaraki and Deku still stays the same for the most part. However, as Shigaraki leaves, he tells Deku to take care of himself, because next time they meet, he will kill him. Also, Stain says hi. Yo, what's up guys? This is me, you know, after recording this. So, I realized that having Momo out of the next arc is gonna change a lot of things. I'm already changing a lot of things by, you know, killing off Todoroki and Iida. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This will be a multi-part series. I just forgot to put the part 1 in the title, because I don't know, I just look better without it. Anyways, tell me what you guys think down below. So, with that, just remember all the common YouTube stuff. Like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully I can get out another video.